Hey, happy Friday, Audra.
Happy Friday, Molly, and happy Friday to all of you, and welcome to Friday Wins Live.
What are we doing here?
We are celebrating promotions, new roles, and exciting new wins of women in financial services, fintech, lending, and all of the above. And we get to do it every Friday live with all of you around noonish. Noonish Eastern every Friday.
Okay, and why are we doing it?
Because we want to make sure that we elevate everyone's important milestones and wins because we see you and your accomplishments are important. And we firmly believe that if you can see that it's being done, you absolutely can do it too. And we also have a secret mission.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you didn't leave that part out because that's the
I
best
did
part.
not.
Okay.
I did not. You want to tell them the secret mission?
Yes. So it's good to shine a light on these women out there succeeding and winning awards, promotions, C suite movement, things like that. But for everyone watching, this is an opportunity to reach out, connect with these leaders, DM, hey, congrats. These are
Mm.
icebreakers that will make it really easy for you to build a killer network of women leading financial services. So that's our secret
Yeah, it's a not
motive.
so secret. Yeah.
Jill Johnson, good morning.
We're
It's
so
great.
happy that you're here.
Hmm.
She's been
Yeah.
globetrotting. I've not been able to catch up with her for a couple of months. I finally got to catch up with her, and she's been a busy, busy woman. So that's another woman that if you have not connected with her, please do. She is fascinating. She is a wealth of knowledge, and she is just hilarious. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
she says it on her profile. So make sure you go and connect with Jill Johnson.
Yeah, especially if you're in marketing in financial services, any kind of marketing role or any kind of compliance role or a role that's the combination of both, those she is who you need to know if you're in those roles. So go connect with Jill Johnson. Okay, but we have the longest list that we have ever had. We've been doing this show now for, I don't know, almost a year, Audra.
Yeah,
And
started last September.
today we have 17, there are 17 new appointments, women leaders in financial services. So we're going to get right to it. And there's some important intel too to notice. So, first, we want to say a big congratulations to PNC. PNC just hired a new vice president, line of business risk manager, technology, risk management. That new vice president is Tara Sullivan. So we are
Yeah.
thrilled for PNC. It sounds like they created a role perfect for Tara, and we're excited to see where she goes with that and where PNC is headed with that. So congratulations. That's innovative and no better woman to run it than Tara
No.
Sullivan. So
Yeah. Yeah.
congrats.
She's go connect with Tara.
Hmm.
She's brilliant. I
Yeah.
mean, they must have created something special for her because that is tailor made for her.
And they must have a plan. And so that'll
Yeah.
be interesting to watch. Okay. And then up next, you guys, Kind Lending, they're on a spree. They hired 3 women into ops underwriting leadership in a single week. So, congrats to Kind Lending. That's definitely a signal that things are happening over there. And so we want to say congratulations to Kind Lending. These are the women that they added this week. As senior underwriter, Nikki O'Malley. As underwriting manager, Brooke Castro. And as VP of Retail Operations West, Kind Lending added Lola O'Malley. So looks like they're building out some growth. And so we're excited to see that. Congrats to Kind Lending. Also, congrats to American Pacific Mortgage. They grabbed a SVP of marketing that is very well known in the industry, so they must have some plans too. Lindsay Ricardelli. I don't know her,
Wow.
but I am
Yeah.
definitely going to reach
Yeah.
out. Congratulations
Mm.
to American Pacific for this SVP of marketing role. Lindsay is well known in the
She
industry
is.
and one to watch. Um, Congrats to C&F Mortgage Corporation. They just named a new chief operating officer in Crystal Adair. So those C-suite, that's great to see. Congratulations to CNF and to Crystal Adair. Also, congrats to Flagstar Bank, making some moves in marketing, maybe. They've named a new head of brand, and her name is Jennifer Ayeda, and she'll be head of brand at Flagstar Bank. So that'll be one to watch also. Congrats to NFM Lending. NFM, they've just added in Pennsylvania and Iowa, they've just added Stephanie Ernie. Stephanie Ernie will work in the team with Jennifer Farrell and Liz Collins. So building out some growth there. Congrats to them. Congratulations to First Community Mortgage. They have promoted Tawana Evans to Assistant Vice President of Retail, A&B, and Post-Closing Suspense. So congratulations to First Community Mortgage, Tawana Evans. Also, congrats to Onity Mortgage. There was a lot of talk on LinkedIn this week about
Mhm.
this. Onity Mortgage promoted loan officer to sales manager, direct lending, and that's Brooke Marion. So it's great to
Yeah.
see her in that high production seat and
Absolutely.
obviously one to watch. Okay, so Veterans United Home Loans is the next one. They named a chief financial officer this week in Nicole Galloway. So, congrats to Veterans United Home Loans. Congrats to Nicole. And make a note of this. It's Veterans United is building out its C suite with women kind of back to back. Um, Last week, we shared that Kelly Frink was promoted to COO. And then this week, you see Chief Financial Officer in Nicole
Mm.
Galloway. So, 2 women now anchoring their exec team in 2 weeks. Um, that's some good momentum to watch. Also, congrats to Loan Care. Loan Care, I think this is a new position for her, not a promotion, but for Loan Care, they have a new product coordinator. Her name is Nicole Davis. So, congratulations to Loan Care. And also, we've noticed 2 hires in 2 weeks. Jessica Sharp, we announced last week, Nicole today. That's a steady growth signal from this
Mhm.
subservicer. So, that's interesting. Also, congrats to Doven Mule Mortgage. Doven Mule added a new head of product, and that is Anne Morey. So congrats to Doven Mule and their new head of product. Also, congrats to Active Comply. They have promoted Melissa Grindle to head of compliance and industry strategy. So congrats to Active Comply. Also to Place, and I'm not familiar with this company, but we better go read up.
Absolutely.
Place just named a new chief strategy officer, so another leading woman in the C-suite, and it's Emily Packett. So congratulations to Place, and we're going to start watching what they're doing. Also, congrats to Redfin, owned by Rocket. Redfin added Erica Cooper as senior instructional designer and LMS administrator. So Redfin added Erica Cooper. That's one to reach out to. And then finally, the Women's Council of Realtors. They just named a new chief executive officer. Congratulations to the Women's Council of Realtors. Their new CEO is Tripti Castle. So another C-suite. It's been a
And
great week.
been a busy week, lots of movement.
I know.
That's definitely signaling the market is changing.
Mhm.
It's definitely moving. So we're definitely going to be paying attention. That's why we brought Dana, so she can
Yeah.
help watch this.
Yeah.
So uh,
Yeah.
I have other wins, and it is also a long list. We have 18 things to talk to you about. And I'm also going to jump into it. And there's lots of different things happening. And there's something that we wanted to bring to your attention that we want to elevate. Our Athena's Council is growing. And we are overjoyed and welcoming all our new members. And we wanted to make sure that we shouted out to all of our new members and welcome them, and wanted to make sure that we shouted from the stage their welcome. So first of all, we want to welcome Jody Bell, who is the SVP of Business Development for Finance America. And she's from, is she a Trophy Club member, or is she from Trophy Club Texas?
She's
Not
from
sure what
Trophy
the,
Club, Texas. Yes.
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to make sure I couldn't understand that. So I want to make sure that was right. Also, welcome Christine Dubois, who is from Atomis Partners. She is the Systems and Automations Director. Also, Jennifer McGinnis Lubert. She is the CEO of Pivot Financial. And Linda Thomas, the SVP of Retail Sales at Annie Mac Home Mortgage. Valerie Saunders, who is, the Chief of Staff, the National Association of Mortgage Brokers. She's also the VP of Real Estate Financial Services and President at Title Clearinghouse. So welcome to all of those new members. We are so happy that you are here, and we can't wait to get to know all of you. So I will move on to other new wins. And if I don't say your name right, I apologize. I think it's Viaja.
No, I
And I'm
know
gonna,
her. She's
okay, help me out.
awesome.
Help
She
me
is
out.
awesome. Okay. It's Vijaya Raghunathan. Vijaya
Vijaya
Raghunathan.
Raghunathan. And she was named to the 2026 50 Women to Watch for Boards by 50/50 Women on Boards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That
she's
that that's
she's
amazing.
she's,
She
very legit. Connect with her. She's wonderful.
she works for Truist. She's an SVP over at Truist. So yeah, definitely go and connect with her. And then once again, Brooke, do you sleep? Brooke Anderson Tompkins. She is speaking over at Empower Chicago, over at October 10th at Empower. So most definitely go, if you have not registered for Empower, go and listen to her speak. And Robin Clayton. She is presenting at the Mortgage Bankers Association of New Jersey on August 11th. Jennifer McGinnis Lubert. She was just interviewed on the Chrisman Commentary podcast. Go listen to that. I believe that is now live, so make sure you go and listen to that. Nora Guerra. She spoke at Guild's Mortgage Pride BRG luncheon on equitable access to ownership. Was that recorded? Do you know if that was recorded?
Ooh, that's a
Or
good
if there's a
question.
link? We'll
I've
look
seen
into that.
photos of the event, but I'll look. Yeah, I'll look for that.
So we'll look and see. Stacy Ackerman, Latana Belin, Casey English, and Kathleen Farrell and Christy, her last name. Oh, there's a whole list. Oh my gosh. There's a whole list of women. I have to hold on, guys. I got to expand it real quick. Give me a second. There is Christy Field, Pam Forrester, Jane Kennedy, Lisa Rose, Bhumika S. Unfortunately, her name is hidden. Desiree Townsend, Jordan Butcher, Laura Collar. Oh my gosh, how many? And then Laura Collard Hopkins. It's 10 more Empower Visionary Award nominees announced. Winner is going to be announced live in Chicago on October 10th. So congratulations to all of those nominees. I think there was 90 announced, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, and it's an awesome, thing because Empower announced the nominees, and then I have noticed each week they're, like, focusing on 10, 10, 10, 10. So it's a great platform for visibility, and we're grateful to Empower for investing the resources. It's cool.
So we'll keep elevating those and announcing those as they keep releasing them, and I'll just keep expanding so I can keep seeing them. Um, Kim Powers and Diane Capers, the two powerhouses in this industry, they are attending California MBA Western Secondary Market Conference in Palo Verdes, August 10th through 12th. Make sure that you go and see them. Suha Zell is a panelist at AI in the secondary market from hype to hard ROI at the California MBA. I don't have the dates here, but we'll go and get the dates from Suha. Uh, Again, Suha never sleeps. She's also attending the MISMA, or she's selected to lead and moderate a 12-part MBA education series. Oh my gosh, Suha.
I know.
And MISMA webinar series, AI in residential lending, starting in September. Go register for this. We'll get the information for that. That is going to be amazing. Suha, first of all, is an incredible teacher. She's an amazing speaker, and she is a wealth of knowledge. We'll get the information for that. Go register for it because you will learn
Yeah.
something, I promise.
Yeah, and I did a little bit of research on it when I saw her announcement, and I believe that the webinar series is free to any MBA member or MISMO member. So if you're a
Oh,
member of those of either of those, I believe you can attend that 12-part series for free.
well, we'll reach out to Suha. We'll get the information. We'll drop links. We'll figure out how you can attend it and register. Uh, Heidi Belnay, she is hosting Raising the Bar podcast featuring Melanie Lund, the EVP of Equity Resources, July 28th. Make sure you go listen to that. And Latasha Waddy, she is appearing on the Mic'd Up Show episode, Built for the Moment. Go listen to that podcast as well. Jackie Wampler, she was just named the Scotland's Guy's top ranked female veteran mortgage originator. Wow, that is quite the accomplishment. She is number 8 nationally in 2026 top veterans originator list. That is impressive. Jackie, that's amazing.
Good
Um,
work.
and and that is unbelievable. That is impressive. And
Legacy work.
finally, yes, I mean veteran originator, number 8 nationally, top notch. And then finally, Marcetta Rhodes Gaines. She has been selected to represent TD Bank and Consumer Bankers Association Executive Banking School's Year 1 cohort. That is a fellowship and quite an accomplishment. Congratulations to all of you doing extraordinary work. We are incredibly proud of you, and we can't see what you do next. We can't wait to see what you do next. So, congratulations to all of you.
Hi, Allison, Jill, and Sydney. And okay, we just added a new part to our Friday Wins Live from our founding chair of industry intelligence, Dana Georgiou. She is in a meeting this morning, but she has important intel to share with us. Oh my gosh, she just arrived.
Perfect timing.
I know.
Dana,
Okay, good.
you know
Let's
how to
get
make
it
an entrance.
done.
Ta-da!
Dana, you know how to make an entrance. Your timing is impeccable.
That was dramatic.
So funny.
I was getting ready to say, so we'll come back on whenever we can get with Dana. But look at us. We're
Yeah,
killing it on
look
a
at us.
Friday.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Hello from, actually, we got blue skies in Portland, Oregon today. It's been a little overcast around here. I don't do a lot of overcast. Like that just doesn't fit my mood.
Mhm.
I like the sunshine, but it's hard to beat 85 degrees when it's, 98 and humidity at home. So
How long are you gonna be there?
As soon as I'm done with this, I'm rolling to the airport.
Okay, back to
Mm.
Texas, back to
Hmm.
Kevin.
Back to my Kev. Yep, for sure. Well, let's talk about something like I think it rolls into conversations, and then some kinds it kind of gets put on the sideburn. But I don't think a lot of us spend a lot of thought in regards to like M&As, right? Mergers and acquisitions. We see, headlines pop up, right? The big one as of lately, and I don't know that I would call it a merger, but cross country versus UWM and the whole battle for like the two harbors, right? Like that's a big one. Um, you know, I gotta hand it to Ron Leonhardt, right? And I have a deep respect for what he has built at CCM through the years, right? But to recognize not only from a customer perspective how valuable it is to retain that, but from a revenue perspective, right? When you hand that revenue to someone else completely, not only do you lose the opportunity potentially from a customer retention, a customer experience perspective, but man, the revenue of it. Now, notwithstanding, lenders don't always make for good servicers, right? And so, it's always a great idea that we go, I'd really love to have that extra revenue in my pocket, but now I have to do all of the things that will allow me to be a good servicer, right? And to be able to really deeply provide, a value add to my customer. So from a mergers and acquisitions perspective, I just like to have a line of sight to what potentially could be coming down. And I think 2026, we'll see what happens at the end of December. We'll circle back on this. I think we're going to see some more M&A happening in this space, right? We've got big dogs out there now. The whole, Mr. Cooper and Rocket happened. We've got CCM pulling in now this huge servicing portfolio. Union Home Mortgage acquired Ameritrust. And so we're seeing an elevation of huge versus the IMBs. And listen, how long can an IMB really compete when we get three gigantuans in the marketplace, and the marketing dollars they have and the technology spend they have and all of the things? It's going to start to be pretty impactful here. So I'm keeping a really watchful eye. Listen, I think that there is no substitute for having IMBs in the market, but I think they're going to get way more regionalized than ever before, right? I just don't know that some of the even though they're big guys. I mean, NFM's a great example. Rates a great example. Guild, right? Love those guys. I think that what they're doing in the marketplace is great and dynamic and good for their borrowers. I just think they're going to get squeezed more and more and more. And I think that some of these IMBs that are kind of that mid-size to bigger side are going to have to figure out, do I go bigger by making more acquisitions, or do I go more regionalized and get really nuanced, because that's where I'm going to win. So I think the broader wave is just getting started. Housing Wire and Inside Mortgage Finance are both calling 2026 a consolidation year. So both really trusted resources. I think M&A is going to be small and mid-size mortgage companies, and accelerating as large lenders are going to use more stable product environment to scale. So it'll be interesting to watch, I think, on some of those. The MSR play, I think, is going to continue to be something that these larger lenders are going to lean more heavily into, right? What we saw in COVID, when funding stopped on Wall Street, some companies were literally saved because of their revenue book of business on their MSRs, right? Can't fund a deal, but I still got revenue coming in the door. that's, having a diversified revenue stream, I think is where the wins are going to keep being for lenders. And if you're not, and listen, here at Dunmore, right, we don't retain servicing for a big book of our business, right? We're 100% servicing seller release. Some pieces we subservice because we've got the construction management piece in it. We don't want someone else having, that from a customer experience. And so I think, you have to consider the risks of, adding that piece in. And listen, one of the interesting things in private lending, especially from a servicing perspective, right? Servicing regulations, the single point of contact, like all of the memorandums that were put in, like what, I don't know, dozen plus years ago now, requirements for servicers, those apply across whatever type of loan you're putting on your books. So even if it's an RTL 6-month loan, that servicer still has to comply with all of the same regulations. It's not like in lending where I don't have the same regulations as NFM or CCM and those guys, right? So that's a nuance that I think has to be considered, from a regulatory environment. So there's a couple of other deals in motion, closing soon. Maybe people are watching Carrington. Maybe they're not. But there's some dialogue there with Vallon Mortgage, and I think they're expected to closure in like the quarter that we're in, right? Carrington's acquiring Vallon's loan portfolio. They got over 800,000 Ginnie Mae loans. Like that's not teeny tiny, right? And then I think there's within that same acquisition, they're adopting, Vallon's OS, which is their core servicing platform. Again, Carrington didn't have that, so now they're just buying what they need. And then the one that I think everyone is watching. Do you want to guess who you think it might be? Who do you think everybody's might be watching that has a potential merger, opposition, or acquisition opportunity?
That's a
Freedom.
tough one.
It's a big one. It's a big name.
So Freedom's always in some sort of acquisition
So
mode.
I love that you raised that one up. It's not actually Freedom. It's Loan Depot, right? I think
Uh,
everybody has to have, now listen, Anthony Hesh still controls a significant stake, right? And he has shown no public appetite for selling, but they've got some real financial pressure, right? Loan Depot has been expanding production, has been building their servicing book, but their profitability continues to struggle. So I think that they're ripe, whether or not the ego at the top of the house allows for it. I think that's the thing to watch. But yeah, there. I think that's one that's going to continue to be talked about. Is Loan Depot. Stratmore is projecting, and Garth Graham over at Stratmore, and I love the data that those guys put out. Right, they're expecting 40 mortgage M&As in 2026. And sharply. I mean, that's, from in 2024, there was, I think, 25 M&As that happened. That's a significant amount in a less than 2-year period, right? So yeah, I think the structural story that's, telling here is from originators is this is not distress driven consolidation. This is math. Right?
mhm.
And they're competing $5 to $10 billion originators against $200 billion servicers. That math don't add up. So I think from a market perspective, the color that I wanted to bring to the call this week is things that we're not really always watching for will have meaningful impact in the lending market in the coming next 12 months, and just simply from a consolidation perspective. That's what I got
Very
for you girls
interesting.
today.
I, I have a research request. Can I put in a research request?
Yeah, here, look, I got my pen. I'll write it down.
Okay. So this week they just officially released what is lovingly being nicknamed Y'all Street. I'm sure you're familiar with it because it's in Texas. Texas just released their version of Wall Street. The big sponsor of it is Texas Capital Bank. Texas Capital Bank is the third largest provider of warehouse lending.
Yep.
I'd like to know what kind of impact this is going to have, if any, on the industry. What's this going to do? Is this going to have negative or positive impact on MSAs? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Is this going to split the value between Y'all Street and Wall Street? I mean, what does it do? I'm super curious, and people have been hearing about this for about 18 months, and people thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Listen, we don't joke around in Texas, right? Being a Texan, yeah, I will absolutely do the research. I love that you raised this one, Audra. I think this is going to be a real fun discussion next Friday. But here's just my personal view. If you just ask me, put me on the spot, what do I think about it? I think Texas is serious, right? They are tired of joking around with the rest of the nation, and they're like, you know what? We'll just create our own Wall Street. We'll just create our own dynamic for trades and mortgage. And so initially, yeah, I think there absolutely could be a bifurcation. Texas is a very, very large state. And to the fact that Texas Capital Bank, again, to your point, third largest warehouse provider in the country, they control a lot of what can happen there. And if they make a determination that Y'all Street is a thing, Y'all Street's going to be a thing. So I'll definitely take that away. But yeah, that'll be a fun one for next Friday.
Yeah. So I'm just curious as to what your thought is, and
Inquiring minds want to know. That's what this is all about.
exactly. So just it's a thing. It officially, Rob Holmes said we're live, and it was live Monday.
Yeah. This Monday of this week. That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, Y'all Street is here.
I want to go ring the bell. I want to ring the bell at Y'all Street. I've never actually gotten to do that in Wall Street. It's kind of like one of those bucket list things, is to be part of something where I get to go ring the bell. But Y'all Street, I'll take Y'all Street to do it.
Yeah. I'm surprised that nobody else has talked about it or written about it or said anything about it in the industry.
Here's some hot tea coming in on the comments. Jill says she's heard that a lot of big companies are already willing to relocate HQs to Texas.
Let's go, Texas.
Interesting.
Listen, from a tax perspective, and I mean tax like business, not just property taxes, like the incentives to bring your business to Texas has got super serious about that, right? And we wanted diversified industries in Texas, right? For the longest time, it's like oil and gas, that's all Texas is.
Oh, and we lost it.
Well, you know what? I wonder if the tea was too good. You know what I'm saying? They're like, now she's back.
Am I still here?
Yeah.
You're back now. Yeah,
okay.
you're getting to the
all
good
right,
part.
Girls, I got to jump. I got to run to the airport. So
okay. Bye, Dana. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week. I see Sydney's got a link in the comments for us to learn more about Y'all Street, which I think is a hilarious name for this.
It has a real name, but I mean, they've nicknamed it Y'all Street, and why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's this is the first time I've heard of this, so I'm gonna go. I'll read up on it. But anyway, happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday to you, Audra. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And I mean, what a week!
Yeah,
momentum.
Yeah,
this is what momentum looks like.
Exactly. Everybody stay cool out there wherever you are, because I'm sure you're melting. So stay somewhere cool, drink something cool, and